Imagine living in a world where being fresh doesn't mean the clean scent of soap, but the sharp smell of dried herbs desperately trying to overpower the musk of months, sometimes years, without a proper wash. In medieval England, taking a hot bath wasn't seen as relaxing or healthy. It was considered reckless, even deadly. To many, it felt like inviting death straight into your body. Number 1. The medieval morning routine. On a freezing medieval morning, the day doesn't begin with the rush of running water. There's no shower, no steam filling the room. Instead, there's silence and a shallow bowl of cold water. For most people in 14th century London or a drafty Yorkshire manor, the idea of soaking your entire body in warm water feels strange, even dangerous. So daily hygiene becomes something else entirely. A dry wash. You'd stand beside your bed, often on a floor layered with rushes that might not have been replaced for months, and dip a rough piece of linen into cold water. Your face gets a quick wipe, your hands too. That's it. That's all the water you'll probably touch today. Number 2. Fear of baths and the plague. Medical authorities of the time, haunted by memories of the Black Death, warn against anything more. Hot water, they insist, opens the pores, and pores in their minds aren't harmless. They're breaches, weak points in the body's defenses where poisonous air, miasma, can slip inside and rot you from within. In that worldview, dirt isn't filth, it's protection. A grimy layer of sweat and dust becomes a seal, a barrier between you and the plague. Number 3. Linen as the true cleanliness. For the wealthy, hygiene depends almost entirely on linen. Clean skin isn't as important as clean fabric. This belief becomes one of the great medical cheat codes of the Middle Ages. High-quality white linen is thought to act like a sponge for the body. As you sweat, the shirt is believed to draw out toxins and impurities, trapping them in the fabric instead of your flesh. A nobleman might change his undershirt 3 or 4 times a day, convinced each fresh layer is cleansing him, even though his skin hasn't seen soap in weeks. Number 4. Clean fabric as a status symbol. That's why crisp white linen becomes a status symbol. Letting the edge of your shirt peek out from beneath your clothes is a public flex. It quietly announces that you're wealthy enough to stay clean without ever touching water. Number 5. Dental care and medieval pain. Dental care is no gentler. There's no toothbrush waiting by the basin. Instead, you grab a strip of linen dipped into a brutal mix of ground salt, crushed bone, or bitter herbs. You scrub your teeth, scraping away plaque with sheer abrasion. If a tooth starts to rot, the pain isn't blamed on bacteria. It's blamed on a toothworm gnawing at the root. And the solution? A barber surgeon, a pair of pliers, and no anesthesia. Just raw pain and luck. Smiles in this era are rarely white, often broken, sometimes missing altogether. People learn to guard them carefully. Number 6. Perfume and masking reality. To cover what washing can't fix, perfume becomes essential. The air is heavy with musk, rosewater, cloves, and spices. These scents don't replace cleanliness, they simply mask reality, a population that lives, works, and sleeps in largely unchanged skin. Number 7. Toilets, castles, and the garderobe. But if personal hygiene is quietly uncomfortable, waste management is something else entirely, loud, overwhelming, impossible to ignore. Even at the highest level of luxury, the castle, the bathroom is crude. It's called a garderobe, literally meaning wardrobe, a stone seat with a hole jutting out from the castle wall. Below it, a moat or cesspit collecting everything. There's no flushing, gravity does all the work. In summer, the smell rising from below is strong enough to sting your eyes, yet this stench serves a purpose. Noblemen hang their finest velvet robes inside the garderobe. The ammonia fumes of human waste kill fleas and moths. The toilet doubles as a fumigation chamber. 8. Life in the streets of medieval cities. Step outside the castle and into the narrow streets of London, and things become truly horrifying. Common people don't have moats. They used shared latrines or wooden buckets emptied into backyard pits or straight into open gutters. The city produces more filth than it can handle, and keeping it from drowning requires a hidden workforce, the Gong Farmers. These men are legally required to work at night so polite society doesn't see or smell them. They climb into cesspits, sometimes waist deep in waste, shoveling excrement by hand. The job is deadly. Toxic fumes can overwhelm a man in seconds. Above ground, laws exist to keep streets clean. They're rarely followed. Muckrakers scrape what they can, but they're losing a constant battle. The real street cleaners are pigs. They roam freely, eating scraps tossed from windows, but they add their own mess, layering filth upon filth. Travelers describe the smell of medieval cities as a physical force. Rotting straw, animal waste, sharp chemical odors from tanners using urine and dog feces in open vats. You don't just see the city, you breathe it. Then comes the question everyone eventually asks, without toilet paper, what happens afterward? The answer is rough. Literally. If you're wealthy, you might use soft wool or linen scraps. Most people aren't so lucky. Moss, leaves, hay, and straw become tools of necessity. It's uncomfortable, ineffective, and often leaves problems behind. The Romans once used a sponge on a stick soaked in vinegar. That knowledge is gone. In its place are harsher methods and consequences. Poor sanitation creates a cycle of reinfection. Parasites are everywhere. Almost every adult carries worms. From peasants to priests, they share these silent passengers. These parasites steal nutrients in a world where food is already scarce, a constant drain on energy, a hidden tax on survival. And yet, judging medieval people as simply dirty misses the point. Their resilience is extraordinary. Their immune systems are shaped by constant exposure, strong enough to endure conditions that would hospitalize a modern person in days. They aren't careless. They fight back with what they have: herbal remedies, vinegar, alcohol. They aren't filthy by choice. They're limited by technology. The final perspective. So when we look back at medieval England, we shouldn't just see the lack of showers or moss used in place of paper. We should see the effort it took to survive, to maintain dignity amid biological chaos. Their hygiene isn't a story of laziness, it's the story of a brutal, ongoing battle against the body itself. A fight for survival in a world where cleanliness was the ultimate luxury, earned through relentless, exhausting labor.